let's break down your Utah Jazz. All right, so let's go ahead and talk a little bit about your Utah Jazz. Let's start off by a new trade rumor. Have you heard this latest trade rumor around the Utah Jazz?
I have not.
Okay, so this one came out earlier today from a channel that we actually both follow a little bit, which is AM Hoops.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check him out. We'll link his channel down below. Hopefully, if we can be bothered to remember to do it. But he has said that the Lakers are rumored to have eyes on Walker Kessler.
I love that. That doesn't hurt my soul at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you think about that as far as that goes? Like you said, it doesn't hurt your soul, but as far as the trade, what would you like to see back for Walker Kessler from the Lakers?
I think you have to go someone that's a young, unproven talent, a lot like Walker Kessler. I think the only player that probably fits that bill is like a Rui Hachimura. I don't think they give up Austin Reeves.
No.
I mean, I can honestly say I'm not super sure on the depth of the Lakers bench and who else they could really move off of there.
Kuminga would be a free agent after next year, and I think he wants a max contract. So
Kuminga's with the Warriors, though.
I'm sorry, that was Kuminga. I'm sorry, that was the Warriors. I was thinking ahead. Let's scrap that. I just want to focus on the Laker trade rumor. Sorry, that's in my notes for later.
Okay.
But anyway, so yes, when it comes to that, Walker Kessler is rumored to have interest from the Lakers. And we know Danny Ainge and how that works. When it comes to that, who is you think it's Hachimura that they're probably going to get?
Yeah, I would say Hachimura is probably the one player that you could relatively inexperienced, high upside, kind of like a Walker Kessler kind of vibe.
So do you think it's going to be like a 1-for-1, or do you think that I think Danny Ainge is going to want the player and a pick?
Danny Ainge is going to win the trade because he's not going to move Walker Kessler if he doesn't.
I think he's going to go for a player and their 2029 pick.
Okay.
And stuff. So the only untouchables on that team is going to be AD, LeBron, and obviously Bronny. Those are the only three players.
I want Bronny.
Untouchable players.
That's who we're getting. We want Bronny.
I don't. I'd prefer literally anybody else.
But literally anybody.
He's not an MVP.
We would prefer the janitor over Bronny.
I don't know. Just did good work. I don't know. But yeah, when it comes
to
yeah, I think the Olympics proved that that Anthony Davis plays well with more of a traditional big on the floor.
He does.
So I definitely think that that's something that that the Lakers need to consider. But honestly, I think what they're going to do is they're going to do something crazy. They're going to sign Zach LaVine or Brandon Ingram or somebody like that. That's just going to make a mess of it. I don't think that the Lakers are going to make the smart trade on this one, which would be a Walker Kessler trade.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't see. I mean, them having interest is one thing. I don't know how he fits on that team, to be completely honest with you.
It is a kind of a buy in now type trade. They'd have to trade because they have to realize, okay, this is the piece we need. And it won't be flashy enough for the press conference. It won't be good for the GM, but it will be the right move to make. And I don't think they give up more than one player plus their 2029 pick. And I don't think that Danny Ainge is going to settle for that.
Yeah, I agree. PNWU said Walker Kessler, Texas Lakers.
Walker Kessler, Texas Laker. Oh, that's great. That's great. I absolutely love it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's good. Let's see here. I just don't see anyone paying the price Danny would want for Walker. He is hard to trade because he isn't hard to trade.
It says he is hard to trade because he only makes like $3 million a year, and I just don't think the Jazz are desperate to trade Walker.
I don't think Walker actually fits in with their offensive scheme right now. I don't think that he's.
I'm not sure if we know what the offensive scheme is some of the problem, though.
I think that's very true. I think we don't really know what Utah's, really thinking of what they're going to be doing going forward right now when it comes to this season. So that's a good point. Yeah, he only makes $3 million, but there's definitely another center on this team that I'm pretty sure, or power forward, I'm pretty sure that Jazz would be happy to trade to make the money work.
Yeah.
So I don't think necessarily it's the money that's going to be holding that up. We definitely have some players on contract that are a little top heavy that might be able to be traded.
Yeah, but then you got to match those top heavy contracts with another top heavy contract. You know what I mean? So because you got to match dollar for dollar when you're trading. Yeah. So if we throw somebody else in there,
like Rui Hachimura, how much was he making?
I think he's on a rookie scale contract as well, though.
Okay, so
I don't believe he's past that. Yeah.
So that probably won't run into too much of an issue there. But anyway, it's an interesting trade rumor that I saw drop this morning. We'll go ahead and link that down below for sure. We also have MLB playoffs MLB, the playoff is coming. Yep, and we're definitely going to jump on that here in just a minute, so we'll definitely get into that. But before that, now, I want to talk a little bit about the Utah Jazz as this team sits currently.
Yeah.
So do you remember when we talked about, this is something that not we talked about on the show, but this is something about that the Jazz pre and post game and everybody, Jazz Talk Radio, everybody in our market was talking about this, that once the Lakers and the Warriors and the Clippers, once they were done dominating the West, and once they've aged out and their window was closing, then that would be the time for the Jazz to make their real run.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that's been the last 2 seasons.
Totally agree.
We actually got to watch, and again this season coming up as well. While we watched the core of that playoff team of Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Mike Conley, and heck, even Joe Ingles, all having deep playoff runs over the last 3 seasons. The Utah Jazz were on the outside looking in, and as of now, we still have no idea where this team is.
Yeah, and that's really tough. I mean, that's really tough to watch all these players make really deep runs.
Yeah, and the worst part is now we have to worry about OKC,
who looks fantastic and doesn't look like they're slowing down anytime soon.
Timberwolves look great. They'll probably only have Cap for this year. He might be traded by the deadline, depending on what they do there. But yeah, I think when it comes to that, I've just realized over the last couple of weeks here that this was the Jazz's window to really make a move and become the dominant team in the West. They did were the top team in the West, had the best record in the NBA that one year.
Yeah.
But they just did not play for each other in the playoffs that year. Just kind of phoned it in, honestly. And yeah, I'm just really kind of seeing that that was where we are in the time where that team was supposed to be competing for a championship. And where we're sitting right now, we have no idea where the team is. We don't know whether or not whether they're still in the rebuilding mode or if they're starting to push the chips in the middle. It really kind of puts you in a little bit of a
like you think back to if that team was still together right now, where do we fit in this league? They are with that team, and you're again, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, Bojan Bogdanovic, Royce O'Neal just playing out of his mind defensively. You got Rudy Gobert still. You got Joe Ingles. You got Jordan Clarkson. That was such a talented basketball team. And you match them up to some of the top talent in the West right now. That's a way better basketball team with way more playoff experience. They shoot the ball way better. I mean, they're defensively much better. I mean, who's the best defensive team in the West right now?
Minnesota was probably the top defensive team in the West.
But they're not without Rudy Gobert. They're not.
No. Exactly.
They were dead last.
Yeah, so it'd probably be Denver, and then it'd probably be Utah, then Denver.
Yeah,
as far as defensively.
Absolutely.
West. So yeah, man, I don't, we talk about the importance of as many Jazz games. We talked about it several weeks or the last couple of weeks. Our number one viewed video on this channel is the end of an era where we talked about how the Utah Jazz arena is never going to be the same, and you should go to as many Jazz games as you possibly can this year.
This is the year, yeah.
We also made a part 2 to that one, by the way. We'll link to that one below as well.
Make sure you check that video out. It's very good.
But, neither of those videos, we talked about actual basketball being the important thing to watch this year.
Yeah.
Neither one of those videos have anything to do with basketball. And I think as a Utah Jazz fan, that's going to be a bit concerning, man. We don't know where this team is. We don't know if they're still in the rebuilding process, which, by the way, 3 years in, do we have a team that we can be confident in that they're going to, do we even know?
I think we have a
team. Maybe we know something from there, but everybody else, we're still question marks on.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have a team that you look forward to how they develop, and if they can develop into a team that can build some cohesion and become one unit that can move the ball and create offensive possessions. You have a team that you can look forward to. Can they build a defense that is not dead last in the league like they were last year? We added some size. We added, you know what I mean? Like through the draft, we got Cody Williams, who I think can be a great piece to this team. So you have a team that has all these what ifs on it, but you don't have any, this is who we are's.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a bunch of question marks.
Oh, for sure. McKinley also commented there. Most teams are rumored to want Kessler, are close to the second cap, makes matching salaries hard. Very true. That's very true. That's probably why Kessler's so popular in the trade market right now, is because of his low dollar salary.
Absolutely. He's still on a rookie scale contract.
Yeah, so it's quite good there. You also mentioned here, McKinley, that's what makes winning hard in the NBA. So many things need to go right at the right time. Yeah, and one of the things is definitely keeping that locker room together, and I think that's one of the things where Quinn Snyder definitely dropped the ball. I think he did his best, but I definitely think after the COVID year that Rudy and Donovan just were no longer on the same page anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. But yeah, we want to hear from you folks. Let us know in the comments down below. What are your hopes for the Utah Jazz this season? Obviously, there's not a whole lot that we are what's the word I'm looking for? There's not a whole lot that we are optimistic about for this team as far as high hopes. We hope to see a team with a lot of development and see where these players are. Hopefully, we get a lot of time with our rookie players on the court there. But we'd love to hear from you folks. Let us know in the comments down below what you're looking forward to in this year with the Utah Jazz. And also check out our previous episodes where we discuss the top 2 reasons for why you need to make sure you get to as many Jazz games as you possibly can this year.
Yep.
Okay.
I know for most people this is a throwaway year, but personally, I'm genuinely excited to see what the young guys can do. I just want to see improvement from the young guys and a high draft pick. Hashtag
capture the flag. Love it.
Yeah.
McKinley, you were mostly there. You definitely were there when we talked about that.
Yep.
When we talked about the Jazz potential on drafting Cooper Flag, which if you have not, check out that video. It's linked down below for sure. With that said, folks, we also did launch Utah Jazz DNA. If you're watching this on our main channel, DNA Sports Recap, Utah Jazz DNA is a channel that we devoted specifically for our Utah Jazz content. If you're watching this on our main channel, a link to that channel will be in the description below. If you're watching this on Utah Jazz DNA, first of all, welcome. Thank you for finding us here. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel, we'll be giving away one of those sweet new Utah Jazz black jerseys. So make sure that you are subscribed to the channel.
Smash it.
Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that giveaway. And yeah, we look forward to talking with you guys on your Utah Jazz.